So we tried selling viral masks and we made $7,200 in 10 days by only using Facebook ads. Hey guys, my name is Sagar and this is my student Sun. And in this video, we'll show you guys our product page and take you inside our business ads manager to show you how much we spent and everything we did on the Facebook side of things. So watch the whole video if you want to take your own store from 0 to 7,000 or even further, so you can finally quit your job and start enjoying your beautiful, splendid life. So you can start probably traveling and see the beauty of this world with your own eyes. To show you guys the proof real quick, I'll refresh my screen because I know there's going to be a lot of people skeptic about this. And I'll go from the peak days, which is 7 to 17. In 10 days, we made $7,200. As you guys can see right here, we scaled it to $1,700 a day. And right here, you guys can see filter mask, N95 filter mask was our exact products. So let's just not waste any more time. First we'll go into how you decided to came up with the exact product.
To be honest, I was just hanging out with my friend, and he was like, "Hey, man, you know what's going around the world with this thing going on?" And I was like, "Why don't you sell some filter face masks?" I was like, "Well, that's not a bad idea." So within an hour, I just hopped on Drop Point, seeing who was selling the product, and luckily it was nobody selling it. So I was like, "Yeah, this is time to go." We just hopped on. In about a day or so, we got the whole website ready, got the Facebook ready, got the ads ready, got them all edited out, and just posted on there and tested it out, and it did pretty good.
So like you said, the first thing he did was, of course, build a website, So I actually made an example store to show you what his website looked like. And we'll explain in a minute why we are not showing you the real website or why we made an example store. But this is what the website looks like. Right here was just 2 product pictures, nothing crazy. And then he had a note which saying, due to limited supplies, please order for your family needs only. And this was the craziest line because this just
Crazy.
It would just force people to buy more, and people were actually buying like 3, 5, like you said, 3, 5. Some people even bought 10, So people were buying multiple quantities. No one was buying one, at least 2 or 3, So this is what it looked like, and he used some GIFs from my product description video. It's always a good idea to use a GIF right here, explain what the product does, and right here just creating a fear in people's mind that the thing is going crazy right now. And of course, explaining more about the product, pictures, more description. You guys can definitely read it or, pause the video, but just more about the description. Do you want to tell where you got all the description, how you put it together?
Yeah, some of them was made by me. Some of them, of course, are different website. For example, Aliexpress helped me out a lot, but most of them I just edited out. Common sense. If you use your common sense, break it down, and I think it's pretty good. Just explain what the product does. That's about it.
Yeah, so basically taking from other people, putting your common sense, and you kind of make a product description that you are okay with, And after the product description, he showed me and I was like, it looks pretty good, everything is ready to go. Of course, there was a lot of reviews, but I just made an example store, so we don't have reviews, but this is what kind of the description looked like. And definitely the next step was making ad videos, So you want to tell about how you came up with the ad videos and everything?
It was kind of hard finding the ad that I can use because, all the stuff they can get you blocked off or little things like showing different faces or using music. So first thing I kept in mind, I don't have to show any kind of face. What's going on around the world, I can't say that word, but I couldn't put that in the ads as well, and I couldn't show no face. Of course, the music, I had to keep that in mind so I don't get blocked. So I used videos from different platforms, Aliexpress, for example, and I just put it in my editor and just edited it out in a couple of hours, and the videos were ready. It came up with 2 videos.
And I'll show you guys the video. So he basically edited them by himself.
As you can see in the video, I use the same pictures in my description, so it matches my video and my description when you go onto my page. So it looked like, a lot of people are scared to buy stuff online because it doesn't look real.
Yeah, as we can clearly tell, he's not a great at editing, but it got the job done. Not like not the beautiful video, but it got the job done. And this is the second video. Pretty simple, explain the product and everything it does. And like I said, at this point, what was going around, the product doesn't even need to be explained, you know. And this product actually prevents you from the disease because it does have a carbon filter. So that's why it does make a great product rather than the surgical mask, you know, which other people were selling. After we got the ad videos, the next step was definitely, I think the biggest puzzle in the piece is finding suppliers. So I'll let him explain how he got with the suppliers and everything.
Yeah, with suppliers, it was a big hassle. We have to first, you know, try to find you a supplier to get the product to my customers as fast as possible. So that wasn't available at all on Aliexpress. So I hopped on eBay, and luckily I found somebody on eBay that can get it to my customer in about 7 to 10 days. And he had like 500 orders in stock, but the next day he ran out. So I had to go on Aliexpress, get a U.S. supplier. After I found the U.S. supplier, again, same problem that happened with eBay. He ran out of the product as well. So in the end, we had to go with the Chinese to get the delivery. But that didn't do good.
So basically, he had to go through 3 different suppliers. First from eBay, a U.S. supplier, and then from Aliexpress, another U.S. supplier, and third time he finally got the Chinese supplier and Aliexpress, and that's the supplier he used for most of the time because he did have about 2,000 stock. Yeah. So he had about 2,000 stock quantity, so which was pretty good, you know. So after we had all that figured out, the next step was definitely running ads, you know. So as you can see, we are in the ads manager. So he launched the ads on March 7th. And you know, this is the thing he did. He basically targeted anybody. And to be honest, if I'm being 100% at this point, he was right. Every single person needed it. You know, there's not a single person that didn't need the mask at this point. So he went with this right here. I'll show them on the screen. BBC News. He targeted flu season, public health, hospital, airline, China Daily News, air pollution, all that stuff, you know, that you can think of, just common sense. And he was pretty confident in the product. So rather than launching $5 ads, he launched $8 ads, and which did pretty okay for the first day. First day, he spent about $79 and he made about $241, which is like about 3x. So that was super solid. And after, like I said, we always do 3 days. So 3 days, he had, on the third day, it absolutely killed it, 592. People were buying like crazy. People were buying multiple quantities, 10. Someone bought 10 too, right?
10, 5, 6, 8.
Exactly. And another thing it is, he just kind of did it on his own, which worked really good for him. He actually pinpointed a location, the location that were getting a lot of sales. He just pinpointed those locations: Washington, Florida, Los Angeles, California, DC, Roseville. This is like a local area around here. And he targeted Houston, New York, all that stuff. And they did really good in the long term. And after they did really good, you can look at the graph, it looked pretty solid. And that was just the middle phase, which is from March 11 to March 10 to March 13. And he hadn't launched any lookalike audience yet, you know. So as you can see, for the new face mask, he launched way more cold targeting ads because it was in the plan to just launch cold targeting ads till he get to good about 80 to 90 sales. And he did it really good, you know. People were buying. He was profitable. I think only 2 days you were unprofitable, right?
That's because the supplier had a problem. Otherwise, it wouldn't been a problem at all, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so there was only 2 days he was unprofitable. Every single other day he was profitable, as you guys can see. And it did pretty good, you know. So on the last 2 days, I told him it's time to, I think, launch lookalike audience. And as he is, I'll show you on the 17th day, it just absolutely killed it. He spent $500 and he made with 3x, way more than 3x ROAS. He made $1,700, and the lookalike audience looked way solid. You can tell $12 per purchase, $21 per purchase. We forgot to tell you guys, we were selling the product for $25, and how much you were getting for?
After shipping, if you buy one, it would be $7, but then people bought 10, so it'd be just $2 adding on every time. So for example, if you buy 10, you buy like $20, and we charge about $2.56.
I see. So he was getting the product for $2.56, and the shipping would cost $5. But if someone bought 2 or more, it would be, you know, it wouldn't cost him anything for shipping. So that was the biggest thing. And people were buying multiple items, you know. So that is absolutely good. So that's how you were able to scale. And for the lookalike audience, all he did was he went into his lookalike audience and launched every single possible for VV95, video views 95%, from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and all the way to 10%. and say with purchase, you launched purchase lookalikes. And after this point, the strategy was to launch every single lookalike audience possible. But then something happens, which will explain why we weren't able to sell this product after that. Do you want to explain what happened after that?
Yeah, so after the 1700 day, we got an email from Shopify basically saying that we cannot sell this product and we have to price it fairly. What is that called?
It's called AUP. Basically, what that is, accept and use policy, explaining that whenever there's like a crisis or something going on, you really can't it's literally illegal, like, how that guy stocked up on 70,000 sanitizer when the pandemic happened. It's against the policies. You can't legally do that because it goes against moral values of humanity or something like that. So that's the first time I heard that Shopify, he never had an issue with Facebook, no payment processor issue. Shopify didn't want him to sell masks on their platform.
Basically, yeah.
So what's the plan from now on?
We got good numbers, we got some profit out of it, so we're gonna hop on a different platform like ecommerce or we have many. What's it called?
ClickFunnels. I suggest him a couple. I told him to look into ClickFunnels, WooCommerce, BigCommerce, and all these platforms are really good. And we forgot to tell you how much we spend, and that's absolutely crazy. So I usually don't see these numbers, but he spent $2,300 on ads and he makes $7,000. So his profit was around like $4,000 from the store, which I think is really good for 10 days. And for a new beginner, then definitely I feel like helped his confidence, and he'll probably take this way more seriously than he was taking before. And for this, that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you guys in the video. And if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section. And I'll actually leave his Instagram. If you want to ask him any questions, you guys can definitely, we'll leave it on the screen. So you can go to his Instagram, ask him any questions if you have about dropshipping or anything personal. And that's it for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button right now.
Right now.
All right, later.